Alright, I'm excited for this walking and talking. You guys wanted a round review, I'll give you a round review, and then we got some meatier topics to talk about. But of course, I gotta have some whiskey with me. And due to themes that will come across in the later part of this video, I picked a cow mug, because the stewards are cows. Okay, so a lot of times I like to do bottles that are easy to find and not very expensive. Again, due to what happened today, I'm not doing that. So I'm drinking is this. This is Elijah Craig Single Barrel 21 Year. You can see the cursive on the label. This is what's called a pre-fire Elijah Craig. In 1996, Heaven Hill had a giant fire that burnt down their distillery and most of their rick houses. Actually, if you YouTube Heaven Hill fire, it's ridiculous. The whiskey's like flowing like lava. It's crazy. But they never rebuilt the distillery, and Heaven Hill distills all their stuff in Louisville and trucks the barrels down to Bardstown. They never rebuilt the distillery, so the stuff that was distilled before the fire is called pre-fire, and it's, you know, more valuable because it's not made the same. And it definitely doesn't taste the same. So this is a 21-year bourbon, and it's similar to one other bottle which I might review as well. It's got like a dust note, which sounds weird, but it's a bit dusty because it's old. I mean, it was barreled in 1990, bottled in 2011. It would be, but it's got like this old vintage flavor, and it's got like a funk to it, like. There's like a funkiness that is not a normal note in bourbon, so it makes it really interesting to taste. It's so smooth. You got a good oak, like a salt, because it's 21 years. You got a lot of oak. Oh, sweet Jesus, that's good. It's the nectar of the gods. I mean, it's so rich without being too sweet. It's got that funk note, which kind of prevents it from just tasting like super sweet candy. It's got a really nice long palate. It's really subdued. It doesn't hit you over the head. It's 90 proof for 45% alcohol, so it's not the strongest thing, but it's so smooth. It's just, every part of it is just an amazing drink. I know it's expensive, but holy Jesus, it's good. But let's do a round review, and then let's talk about the fun that happened to me today. All right, so this is Irkos, and this is a 3-star Grand Prix in Thermal, week 2 in 2022. We had a speed class. He was super in the speed, and then we had 2 rails, the last 2 fences in the speed class. It was kind of my fault. I was a bit overheated. But he was in the warm-up ring, he was feeling good, and then coming down here, you'll see a very funky turn. He was kind of hard to get around this turn, but you know, we got there. The 4 stride's a little short, so the approach helped. And then the way he jumped this oxer, I knew that, you know, he was feeling it. The way he jumped it just gave me such a good feeling. A little bit quiet into this short double, continuing in the 8, a little playful there, but fine, we made it. But I knew, like, this round was the most confident I'd felt with him, where I knew he would jump up under me. You know, I didn't feel like I had to lift or leg, or, you know, I could just ride, and he just felt super here. A little bit of a steady 5 to the purple, a little bit quick around. The time allowed wasn't super tight, but it's always good practice to be tidy. A little bit of a steady 8 here to the combination, and you wanted to come in slow because it's a 2-stride to a vertical, and you didn't want to get under the vertical because that would make the vertical hard and the oxer after. A little bit of a strange line to the skinny, and then a steady 6 coming home. A little steady, and then kick, and I'm, you know, so happy with him. He was great. Like, he did everything today. Okay, so I was super happy with that round, as I said. He really felt great today. You know, he always is unconventional. We've talked about this in the past in previous videos. He's always going to toss his head and do a little bit of weird things. But the way he jumped today, he just jumped with a lot more. It was like the most conventional he's been, and he had the most he gave me the most confidence that when I get to the right place in the right way, he's going to come off the ground correct and jump the fence. And also land correct. And it was great to feel, and it was great to ride. It was a joy to ride, and I was so happy with him. Now you're probably asking why I'm not about to go in to talk about the jump off, because we were clear. This is the meat and potatoes of this video. Let me have a drink to the cow stewards. Little udder straight to your face. Okay, so I need to explain some stuff to you. So in FEI International Competition, we have what's called a pre-check before we go into the ring. And so one steward or two stewards basically checks certain items of equipment and approves them and how they're put on the horse for the horse's sake. It's a horse welfare thing, and it's great. It's the way it should be, because we need our sport to be good for the horses, and we need to make sure people aren't doing nefarious things. I support it fully. So I did the pre-check, no problems, finished my warm-up, passed the stewards that do the post-check, went into the ring, jumped clear. I came out to do the post-equipment check, where they check a number of things similar to the pre-check. So they basically recheck stuff that happens in the post-check. The post-check rechecks stuff that happens in the pre-check. And one of the stewards, I'm not going to name names because I think that's unfair. I don't think she does her job well, but she pulled off one of my pieces of equipment, bent it the opposite way that it's supposed to go, and then claimed that it's too flat, went to the head of the ground jury, and they eliminated me. So I didn't get to do the jump off. Now that's not how it's supposed to happen, because the pre-check is supposed to, take care of that stuff. Now also, this particular piece of equipment is allowed on the East Coast, in Florida, in Europe, all over the world. It's completely allowed in the rules. I follow the rules. You guys know me. I don't break the rules. I'm all about following it. I don't make any decisions that are counter to horse welfare. I love my horses, and I would do nothing to go against that, because I want them to be happy, and happier horses jump better. But this steward eliminates me out of her own opinion, reading the rules differently than they're read anywhere else on the planet. And I get eliminated. There's a lot of swear words I'm holding back right now. I want to call that steward a lot of names, and the head of the ground jury a lot of names. But that would lessen the strength of my point. In this sport, we need, or any sport, you need consistency. A foul's a foul. There shouldn't be interpretation. If something's allowed, it's allowed. If it's allowed in one part of the world, it should be allowed in the other parts of the world. This inconsistency in allowing these stewards to have opinion of what's allowed is wrong, because I would never have gone into the ring with that piece of equipment knowing that I was going to be eliminated. Why would I do that? I passed the pre-check. And so, of course, once this happened, Eric, my trainer, my barn manager, me, we started calling, we talked to the stewards, and this steward literally told my trainer Eric and my barn manager multiple times. She said, my job isn't to prevent people from doing things. It's to catch them when they come out of the ring. There's so much wrong with that. She should never be allowed to be a steward ever again. Stewards' jobs are to protect, to follow the rules, enforce the rules, and protect horse welfare, which means you take a proactive approach to your stewarding to prevent behavior. Don't wait till it happens and then catch someone. No, you prevent it. It's like doing a DUI check at the bar, not 1 mile away. Like, don't wait till the guys get in the car and drive drunk. Just take their keys away before. That's the right thing to do. But I'm not even driving drunk. I would never have put that equipment on had I known I would be eliminated. But this steward doesn't fucking care. And I was going in, I don't think she realized I heard her. I was going into my second horse, and the FEI vet and her were talking. And I was walking by, and of course I'm supposed to focus on my round, but I'm so fired up at this, insert whatever swear word you want, steward. And I'm overhearing her conversation, and she's leaning into the FEI steward, or the FEI vet, and the steward's saying, you know, I really need you to back me up on this one. You know, I really need you to back me up on this. That's not how stewarding should work. You know, this steward is bad, and the FEI should be clearer in what's allowed. It shouldn't be, it's allowed in this part of the world, but also some random steward could just eliminate you from a class for it. So, fuck it. That's not how it should be. It should be clear. This is legal, this is not. Us as competitors and as horse owners deserve consistency. But this, insert swear word, steward doesn't care, and she also doesn't care of preventing problems. And that's wrong. With horses, it's all about prevention. It's not about catching bad actors. It's about adjusting the incentives to prevent bad behavior happening. You don't wait for someone to beat their horse to tell them that it's wrong. You prevent it from happening. But this, insert swear word, steward doesn't see it that way. And that hurts the sport. Because then, look, I was clear. I could have been anyone. It could have been anyone in the class. Then people watching in person or on the live stream were like, well, what happened? Why isn't Karl jumping off? Or why isn't whoever jumping off? And they don't understand, and they're saying, wait, what? You know, that confusion hurts the sport. And not hurts the sport to the benefit of horse welfare, just hurts the sport. And that's so wrong. And I need, not me, us competitors need clearer rules, because none of us want to be eliminated. We all want to follow the rules. Some people might twist them. Of course, that's the way it is. But none of us want to be eliminated, and we will avoid doing things that will get us eliminated. And we deserve clear enforcement of the rules. Not nebulous, this is my opinion today shit. Clear enforcement. Let me take a deep breath. Let me show you my udder. I tried to plead my case to whoever I could. Even the chief FEI steward for America agrees with me. He thinks what they did was wrong and they made the wrong call, but they couldn't repeal it, which is dumb because they feel like it would look bad if they changed their minds. No, it doesn't look bad. It looks like you are active participants. But just to finish up, as a competitor, all I want is clear rules. That's it. Clear rules that are consistently enforced. I don't want to jump fucking clear and then have some douche eliminate me for an interpretation of a rule that nowhere else on the planet exists. That's ridiculous. As a final note, I will not go to a show where this particular steward is a steward anymore. And if I'm at a show where she's there, first I'll make sure she doesn't get to make any decisions, and second, I will pull out. The reason being is I want consistency. I don't want whims and opinions. That's not how I work. I follow the rules, and I follow the rules the way it's written and the way people enforce it everywhere else. And I can't deal with variables like that where I pass pre-check, totally fine, and then this, insert swear word, steward, just eliminates me. I can't deal with that, and I will not compete in a show where this steward is officiating because she sees it wrong. She wants to catch people, not prevent. She doesn't care about horse welfare, and in my opinion, those two things negate her standing as a good official.